سوال کرد ازش؟ خانم در پشت با کنی در خونه که اینجا خیلی گرمه. برای بکن ایزم. تمام اینا این کنفرانس کران مونتانا و تمام این چیزا که آقای دوما بشینه و آقا رو بیارن روی چیز ساتلیتو باران بکنن و بعد اینقدر احترام بهش بذارن کنن کار اینه که اون یه همچین جمله‌ای رو بگه و اینا از این جمله استفاده کنن.
ولی خودش از با پسگرایی اسلامی هم دفاع کرده. اولش
خانم اصلا اونا رو بذار کنار. میگه friends, Romans, countrymen.
که چی میگه؟ میگه که دروغ رو تا چقدر میشه چیز کرد؟ ما دختر زمان علم هستیم و با این چیزها اصلا.
Now you see our gross domestic product today is 10% less than what it was 15 years ago. Our population today is about 80% more than what it used to be 15 years ago. Our per capita income is far less today than what it was 15 years ago. A rate of unemployment, the inflation, which is galloping every day. Dollar used to be 70 real 15 years ago. Today it's 2,900 real to 3,000 real, which is about over 42 times more. The inflation on average is something like 24 to 25 times what the cost of, the prices of consumer items, generally speaking, is 24, 25 times more than what it was 15 years ago, whereas the wages and salaries have not increased by more than 3 to 4 times. You have a population of 73% below the age of 30. And you have a population of about nearly 50% below the age of 20. Our schools are 3 to 4 shift schools. That means children don't go to school more than a day and a half each week. So where is Iran heading?
هموطنان خارج از ایران، هموطنان خارج از ایران، شمایی که از جور و بیداد این رژیم تبهکار منحوس ملایان به ناچار به سرزمین‌های بیگانه رفته اید. این سیمای درفش کاویانی است.
بگو یارب، بگو یارب که بد گفتم، که بد کردم.
Acts of torture, discrimination against women, the practices of cutting hand and cutting feet and throwing a person from the summit of a mountain and stoning a woman, the law of retribution, eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth, the executions. During the past 15 years, minimum number is 50,000 to 100. Some figures give 100,000 executions inside Iran. Minimum is 50,000. Those are executions by so-called Islamic kangaroo court orders. That's Islamic revolutionary courts. But there are individuals who have disappeared in Iran. No one knows where they are. There are many of them.
آره چشم وقت پایین نخواهد. خوبه؟ به اصول بشر دوستی و احترام به حقوق و آزادی‌های فردی و خلاصه از همه میراث فرهنگی غنی کشورمان کمک می‌گیرد. با بهره‌جویی از فرهنگ غنی کشورمان کوشیده اید تا عدم مشروعیت رژیم آخوندی را هر روز بیش از پیش برملا کنید.
No one can name himself as the Grand Ayatollah. And in our religion, there is no one who can name himself as the supreme religious guide and say that he is the representative of God on earth. So what they are doing is contrary to our religion.
Le guide pratique du combattant. Ça explique un peu tout. 2 cigarettes qui vont couper la file, qui vont faire partir les tracts sur la ville. Il y a le stencil qui est expliqué comment le faire avec le cadre, les vis, le papier où ça se met, le scotch.
This is some example of such help that we receive. It is token contribution, it is little, it's not much, but it is for morale and for the feeling that you have your countrymen who are providing assistance. It means a lot. It means a great deal. Whenever there is a 500 real bill or 1,000 real or 5,000 real or 200 real bill, which is not much, which is very little. It is only about a franc and a half, but it boosts your morale a great deal when you open the envelope and you see that they are offering you. Who is sending that? Is a young man of 14, 15 years old or 16 years old who was born since the revolution has taken place. It's a token of his appreciation and a token of his recognition for what you are doing. It boosts your morale.
حاضر؟ بریم. به فرمانده های خودشون بگن به سوی مردمی که حق خودشون رو میخوان و به تبعیض، ناعدالتی، گرانی اعتراض دارن هرگز شلیک نخواهند کرد.
یا در یک جابجایی در اتوبوس و تاکسی و یا اماکن عمومی اون دست نوشته ها رو عمدن جا میذارن که هموطن دیگه از اونها استفاده کنه.
chaque semaine, nous recevons des lettres, des coups de téléphone, des intérieurs. Vous savez, envoyer des lettres maintenant, c'est très très cher. Et c'est très dangereux de téléphoner extérieur. Malgré tout ça, toujours nous avons des coups de fil d'Iran.
Our struggle is a political struggle. We are not involved in armed opposition to the regime, and today the technology, the new technology such as fax, television, radio, cable provides means that didn't exist before. So it has taken the place of samizdat. We have today in Iran, there are altogether, from what we know, more than 25,000 fax machines, maybe even more. We have some 5,000 fax numbers. So we have the telephone numbers of all the ministers, and yes, the ministers and police stations, universities, schools, and others, the postars. So we have our texts like the one I'm just sending to Rafsanjani's office, which we send continuously. We inform the people about what's going on inside the country, what their rights are, and why they should stand up and demand that their rights be respected. And we teach them about civil disobedience, we teach them about what is freedom of information, and that they have to take their destiny into their own hands. So this is one number that I will just dial, and you will see we send a fax to the office of the so-called president of the regime. (199821), and the number, one of the fax numbers of the office is 6460156. This fax, we are telling them that don't you think after 15 years of destruction of the country, you have destroyed the economy of the country, you have violated the rights and freedoms of the people to the extent that it's the talk of the town everywhere in the world. And that goes now by itself. It's going to the office. Don't you think it's about time for you to learn from history of Eastern European countries, of what happened in Nicaragua, what happened in Chile, and what happened in South Africa, and do the same, and accept that people express themselves, and in an open, supervised, internationally supervised election and a referendum. It's as simple as that. In a matter of 20 seconds, 15 seconds, you send your message to. So dictatorships cannot prevail as they did before.
Faites un passage jusqu'à la place Léon-Blum, il y a des difficultés là, sans croire.
I'm separated from my wife and my children, so it is a difficult time. But my wife, had it not been for her understanding and her support, I wouldn't have been able to do what I'm doing. I don't regret. I think under the circumstances, if I had been given a chance, I would have done exactly the same. Under the circumstances. That means if there had been a terrorist regime like there is in Iran, and there was a chance of liberating Iran and making Iran free, make oneself to be proud of one's nationality and not to be treated as a terrorist when you are seen by people as soon as you utter the word you come from Iran, I would have chosen exactly the same. of all, I don't consider them to be in any position to order that someone should be killed. Who are they to do that? I know inside Iran they have the state machinery in their hand and they are killing people left and right. But I don't recognize any such fatwa. And besides, I'm not afraid of dying. I know I was born one day and I must die one day. So they will do me an honor. If they do that, the whole world will know that they have acted again, and this is another act of assassination. I would rather die fighting for what I believe, which is a noble cause, and it is cause of human rights and freedom of my country, than die of a disease and natural death. So I think by assassinating me, they are not removing a force that they would have to be, they would face with for a long period of time to come in case they exist. But there will be thousands who will take my place. There will be others. That this is the problem with dictatorship. Dictators think that by killing one person, they can remove the cause, whereas they don't know that the cause will always prevail.